the way I see it now, like house music in Buffalo is in its infancy. No one knows what it is if they're coming from a mainstream background, really. I'm like, yo, you listen to house music? They're like, what's that? I'm like, it's EDM, basically. Dance music with a 4-on-the-floor drum pattern, or hi-hat or cymbal on every other, and then like, progressive beat breaks and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, I have no clue what that is. And I'm like, okay, well, come to Kohl's tonight. Or come to Soho, or come to Hardware, or wherever I'm at, Marcella. And then they fall in love with it, and they're like, where has this been? Like, so I think house music, and this is why, like, when people were ripping on the Drake album, I was like, nah, you got it all wrong, right? Like, that Drake album's going to be, like, a staple for house music soon. Buffalo sound, Toronto sound, like, New York sound. It's all, like, Caribbean sound. It's all house, except for the last track, if you listen to it. And that really puts a lot of people on. It's the number one album in the world right now. It's his 11th number one. And so house music is really in this like kind of discovery phase for a mainstream audience, and that's normally who I play for. So you think Kohl's Ladies Night, Soho Saturday, Allen Street Hardware is like my underground night kind of. But then I'm at, they're trying to get me at Club Marcella again to do a couple more gigs there. So it's like my audience is not these house heads from Chicago that are like analyzing my technique and like how good my crate dig is. I'm playing music that people go, whoa, shit to. And the transitions are fire enough to where they like don't even notice that they're listening to, 4 songs at once coming at them. Like I've seen people try to Shazam my stuff and just get that no result because like Shazam can't even analyze like the 3 or 4 decks going at once. Like it's crazy, So I think house music right now, and what like if you're trying to pioneer house music in Buffalo, and I'm gonna look at the camera when I'm saying this, right? Like
look at that one right there.
That one?
Yeah.
So if you're a house music DJ in Buffalo, what you need to do is focus on song selection and crowd interaction. Not, how well can I beat match without sync? How many decks can I use? And all this other shit that people care about. We're at a time, house is in its infancy. And that's why I started like the Yacht House movement, right? Like,
yep.
It's the opportunity to just do whatever you want, but play to a certain style and like sound and put people onto that. People are too focused on like being so different that they're unidentifiable. And I think that really hurts people in the end.
Well,
interesting.
I agree with that. And I'll say a few things here. One, because remixes in general, like have gotten really, really popular over the past few years.
Absolutely.
Like people love that, for me, I'll
think
tell you,
Big Booty Mix, right?
Exactly.
Like they came out of nowhere, and it's just like every college kid's ripping Big Booty if they don't have a DJ.
Yeah.
Like and Two Friends push that culture so much.
And half of it is like attention span, right? Like when you're whatever you're doing, if you're not like sitting there and like listening to music and just chilling by yourself, like you don't want to listen to a 4.5 minute song. Like if you're, buzzing around, like by the time you get to that, by the time you get through the best part of that song, you're like, okay, like next song.
Yeah. And it's really training people to like be more patient, right? Because if you think about house, like average BPM is like 120 beats per minute. So, if you do the math on that, it's not very long when you do like a 16 bar intro and then a rise up for maybe like 8 bars and then the drop, right? Like that's probably a minute at most, depending on your BPM. So people can tolerate that. But like when you get into the more progressive stuff that I like to play, and like I really love taking people on a journey and showing them like different stuff. For some reason, like I've noticed like people are really sticking around for it. Like I think I'm just at the rate at which I'm kind of unleashing like the more progressive, like dancey, trancey vibe, as opposed to just the boom, 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 like in your speaker the whole night. I think that's refreshing for people, and it's something that, house music and like, not even house, I'll say, because house is like so true to that 4 on the floor. Like that's the whole point, really. That's like the bread and butter of house. I'll say dance music, really, has kind of lost sight of that. Like TikTok has basically made it like, who's got the catchiest hook with like the most danceable track for 30 seconds, and then like, is it blown the fuck out on the drop? People don't really have that like progressive journey anymore that like was made really popular by artists like Deadmau5 and Tiesto, but it's coming back, right? If you look up like the song Running by Anya, right? Like from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
That song's like super popular right now. Song Ferrari by James Hype. They got the guitar from I forget what song it is, but it's got Miggy De La Rosa in it. Fucking banger. It just entered the top 100 on Spotify. But like people are really there for that journey, the rise, the breakup, and then like the final like release of just like yes, like I finally just got it. And then it's, you know, you bring them back again. You just rinse and repeat.